What up, YouTube? How the hell's it going? Been a bit of a long stretch. Been a long time since I last posted. To all of you that have contacted me asking if everything's okay, am I ill, have I given up YouTube? No, none of the above. As most of you probably follow several YouTubers, gardening, maintenance, etc. It's just been off the scale busy, ridiculous. Without even trying, really. Sounds a bit sort of conceited, but I haven't. No extra advertising, just word of mouth. I think with this brilliant weather, I think everyone's wanting to enjoy their gardens and have all been sort of caught out a little bit, and we want it now, as everybody does. So yeah, it's one of those things. Being a very new, or relatively new YouTube, new as in the amount of episodes and posts I've put on, not that new over time, getting towards a year I think. It's just, it's the balance, isn't it? You know, forget work-life balance, it's just work YouTube balance. It's, like I said, I've been saying it for the past few episodes, I'm not an expert in editing and stuff like that, but it's even filming, you're rushing around sort of 6, 7, 8 jobs in a day. Do you have time to set up the tripod, camera? Have I charged it? Has the SD card been formatted? Is there any memory, etc.? It's just, yeah. Maybe going forward I'll get myself a little bit more organised. But anyway, don't want to ramble on. I hope you're all doing well, all okay. Like I said, thank you very much for all the comments and concerns about me, unfounded. But yeah, it is just, I think, like I said, right across the board, anyone who's got a gardening business, it's crazy. And I think the good thing with it, I have noticed, maybe retired people, maybe people out of work and trying to get a little bit of cash on the side, you know, I have had a bit of resistance with some quotes. Most of them just straight through, to be honest. You know, some jobs I've not wanted just because it would take up too much time and I'm trying to find a space in the diary. So what we used to call a fuck off quote, you put in just a, you know, the job should be £200, but you put in a quote for £350, and they're coming back and saying yes, and it's just like, oh my god, I didn't really want to do that job, but you know, it's all good, I'm not complaining. But yeah, apparently there's a lot of people out there doing the, you know, I think there always is, you know, just a mobile number and, you know, £12 PH or £10 PH, you know, you'd go and work at Lidl, I think. But yeah, it's cash in hand, so they're doing what they're doing. I'm not having a dig at them. But yeah, it doesn't seem to be putting customers off. I think they might have had these people in the past, and it's just a really rough cut, and that's it. They probably leave grass all over the walkways and pathways and stuff, and probably leave more mess than there was there at the beginning. So I think people are a little bit more wanting a more professional job done, which is good. But yeah, I've not done any advertising apart from the usual, really, Google, Facebook. But my Google account, they keep stopping me being, I don't know what it's called, where you get the green tick. I've sent the videos and all that, and yeah, they keep saying, oh, because your business residence doesn't have a sign on the above. I don't have a business residence, so I don't really know what they're going on about. I might need to look into it. It might be my fault. I might have ticked a wrong box or something. So, you know, I'm just a gardener that's mobile, so I don't have, you know, I've got a garage where I keep all my tools, and that's about it. So yeah, but yeah, the phone just keeps ringing. The phone never stops ringing. I've actually put my phone on silent now, so we don't get disturbed. thankfully I've got a day off today. I was commented on Nathan, if you're watching, hi, his video, Lewis Garden Services, the other day. And I was saying, you know, why I haven't been on YouTube and putting in 12-hour days, and he said, you know, you don't want to do too many of them, and he's absolutely right. I do feel a little bit burnt out, to be honest. Because, again, quick update, I think where we last left you, this business was being taken over. I was leaving. I was sick to death of the whole lot of them, the old company and the new company. So I had a choice to make. Do I jump now, garden maintenance full-time, or find another job? I actually found another job, back into the kitchen, being a head chef. Very good money. And I don't know, something didn't seem right. It was, don't get me wrong, great company, great people. They literally put out the red carpet to get me. You know, any sort of notice I wanted to give or whatever, we'll wait for you. But yeah, there was just something niggling at the back of my mind. Anyway, fast forward, spoke to the new owners of here, explained my situation, what I was doing, my plans. And you know, they didn't want to lose me, rightly or wrongly. I'm not going to blow my own trumpet, but they said, look, why don't you just give us 6 months? We need you for 6 months, just so you know, the transition, if you like. And I thought, you know what, if you reduce my hours, reduce my contract, because I was doing crazy hours, right down to sort of 3 days a week, I can tick all the boxes, get me an assistant who can do the other work, I'll stay for 6 months. Yep, we'll do that, which leaves me free 4 days to build Meadowwood Gardens. Yeah, maybe it was meant to be. So I gave back word on the chef job. In retrospect, it is the right decision. I didn't really want to go back into a kitchen. I think I would have been feeling like I'd taken a step back. Not that being a head chef is a step back, it's a brilliant job, it's fantastic, but you know, it's more of a younger man's game. So yeah, and the right decision was made, because I've got regular income from here for 3 days a week, which sort of doesn't cover everything, but you know, it pays the mortgage and some bills, and then the rest is up to me with the gardening. And like I said, that's just been off the scale. Idea, 3 on gardening, 3 here, a day off. It's been every single day. I've not had a day off in months. I've had a half a day here, half a day. You know, when you finish a job early, you've booked in for a half day or a full day, and you finished early. But that's been about it. But yeah, going back to what Nathan said, you can burn yourself out. So I need to remember that we're only just in May. You get carried away with this weather, and you just think it's the middle of July. Does concern me a little bit. I don't know what your views on it. April was dry, really dry. I can't remember the last time it rained here in Yorkshire. I'm here in the kitchen garden. If any of you regulars will know where I'm sat, but I'm looking around, and yeah, things are suffering. You know, if this is my home garden, they're probably dead, because I haven't got the I have got the ability to leave my sprinklers on all day, keeping the ground moist, but you know, I'm on a water meter. Thankfully here it's not my water meter, so yeah, cheers boss. I'm sure he'll be happy that he knows I'm sprinkling, but I have to keep the gardens looking good, keep the veggies growing. But yeah, looking around now, it's I'll give you a quick pan around in a bit. I will put up some pictures and bits and pieces. I won't rattle on too long. This is just literally an update. Like I said, for the people who have been asking, I have got loads and loads of footage on my hard drive of jobs that I've been doing, what I've been doing. Let's get into that. What haven't I been doing? Picking up commercial contracts, picking up domestic contracts, one-off garden tidies. Sorry if you can hear noise in the background. There are some neighbours that, you know, kids are out playing. Good on them, not in front of the PlayStation. Fence work, landscaping work, And I think I set off, taking everything that was there, but now I'm in a situation where I can be really choosy about the jobs I want. I do like the variety. I love a bit of landscaping, love doing a bit of fencing. It mixes it up. The big house I think I'd put on West House that I was going back to, they've been throwing loads of work my way. They have a banqueting facility that they have weddings at. And they've decided to tag on to their banqueting facility the ability of people who are getting married to do photos in their grounds, because they've got such a beautiful, vast garden. Like I think it's knocking on 12 acres. And within in this acreage, there's a walled, what they call the secret garden. It's beautiful. Again, I'll put up some little pictures. And they wanted all the topiary doing, all the hedges, all the balls, everything. It's all box hedging. I think it's Linicera. And it's, I did. Last Saturday they rang me. They rang me on the Friday. Can you come round? We've got a wedding on Sunday. They're coming around for photos. We need it all doing. So I did 14-hour day on Saturday. Just hedges, topiary. It's all overgrown, and some of these spirals that I had to get back, and I had to do it literally. Couldn't do it with the still hedge trimmers. It's too small and intricate. Did a little bit with the hand clippers, and then I actually got down to secateurs. It was that sort of intricate. But yeah, I'll put it up. But yeah, just work. But yeah, good shout from them to do that, because they've got a nice extra. It's almost passive income really, because they don't even have to be there. They give them the entry codes to get into the grounds, and the photographer just takes them around. They've got a nice wedding seat there, taking a load of pictures. It's great, and I guess they add that onto the invoice. But more work for me. Landscaping work, a lot of fencing. I think we had a lot of late storms. I don't know if I was still posting at that time, but I picked up with that. Like I said, it's not nice variety to do different things. With all the income, I'm really keen on avoiding a big tax bill, so I've just literally pumped everything back into tools. I will do a quick rundown, because I think as I left you, I was still without a commercial mower. I had the original blower, strimmer and bits and pieces. I've gone battery. I've been able to, with the money I've earned, I've been able to go battery in a big way. Obviously, commercial mower, I'm keeping that petrol. I did go for the WeBang 48, just because it's an absolute beast. It just tackles everything. I do want to get a roller mower for some of the gardens who want in stripes. I'm looking into that at the moment. So, any ideas? Any recommendations? Whack them in the comments. But yeah, I got some batteries. I picked up a load off of cash converters. I actually went on there looking for something else, and actually got the backpack, I think it's the AP 2000 backpack. And it was on there for 599 quid, I think it was. I just jumped at it. It's a lot of money to throw out, but hey, if we are going in the direction of battery powered, then it was a great buy. So I think I've got 3 or 4 of the single 300s and 500s, and I've got the backpack now as well. So that probably much sets me up. Going back to the battery stuff, and the hedging, the topiary. I went around. I hadn't actually appreciated how much there was to do last Saturday. And I just took a 300 battery. I walked around because it's within a mile of my house. Just took my AP, whatever it is, hedge trimmer. I'll put it up. Again, Nathan did a review on it with a 300 battery in it, with 3 bars on, and a full 500 fully charged in my bag. And I thought, oh my God, I'm going to have to ring the lady wife and get her to bring some batteries around, because I ain't going to get around this. Do you know what? It went all day, pretty much non-stop. I had 10 minutes for lunch. those two batteries, a 500 and a partial 300, lasted all day. Amazing. Could not be happier. So and take into account these batteries are second hand off of cash converters, so they've had some use, and yeah, I can't say, you know, I know a lot of people use Crest and Husqvarna, whatever, but I've been using the Stihl just because I've got a local Stihl dealer. I'm not, Stihl is the best, go orange. Not at all. It's because I've got a local Stihl dealer. As I've said in the past, they give me great after service, so that's why I use Stihl. But yeah, at the moment I can't fault it. Looking forward, like I said, a roller mower, some various other, because we, you know, I guess as workers, as garden maintenance people, we're trying to constantly improve our tools. I've got a little brush, a Stihl battery brush cutter. Probably could have got a better one. In hindsight, I wish I had, because it's very, I've got the Stihl battery strimmer. I will put all the numbers up. I'm not a gear freak as in remembering all the numbers, so, but the strimmer that I've got is probably too close. It's probably a high-end strimmer but a low-end brush cutter, so they're quite close. So I should have probably waited and chucked a few more £100 at the brush cutter. Not that I do loads of brush cutting. Hopefully I will be with this big house, because they've got a lot of wild areas that they need knocking back. They've got fields. There's a little video of me walking home the other day after that 14-hour shifts across the bottom quarter of their land, and it's lovely because it's a wild meadow really. They want it all cut back, but it's, you know, it's up here. It's great. So yeah, as much work as you want. But again, I don't want to throw all my eggs in one basket. I don't want to say I'll go to them 2 or 3 days a week and then pass everyone else by. So yeah, it's great. And pricing, like I said, I don't know what you guys show. I got every area is different. I think someone said on one of their videos that the average now is between 25 and 35 pounds an hour if you charge out. I don't charge hourly. I'll give a day rate or a fixed price for the job. Take it or leave it. If someone wants to sit there and look at my day rate and pick it down in hours after I've finished and say, oh, he gets 25, 28 pounds an hour and he's an ear gardener, well, you know, we've got tools to buy. Some of you have got vans to run. Talking of vans, I did very, very nearly jump and get a van. A cheapish van. It was about £4,500–5,000, I think. But again, sit down, cool light of day or hot light of sunshine in the day. It was probably the right decision. Probably leave it to the back end, beginning of next year, when I hopefully will be going full Tonto.
No, God! No, God, please, no! No!
Into garden maintenance. I'll have finished my short-term contract here, pass this over, have a better idea where I am with customers for next year, and I will need a van. It's been great with the trolley. I've had, like I said, I think it's advertised itself, but again, the job last week, the 14-hour day job, I didn't take the trolley, I just took the hedge cutters, but yeah, it's only a mile, but a mile uphill pulling all my stuff after a 14-hour day, that's no fun. It's no fun at all. So I've been borrowing my wife's car to some jobs when she's been off work and not needing the car. Yeah, it was a great way to get started, and probably a great advertising tool, but realistically I'm in my 50s, so yeah, maybe a van is the way forward. Well, it is the way forward, there's no doubt about that. So, but yeah, putting it off till after I'm more settled for next year is the plan. So everything I earn from now until the end of the tax year will be saved up. He says until he sees the next nice shiny new tool that he thinks he wants to buy, should be saved up for a new van. Any recommendations on vans? and definitely on size of vans, because I'm thinking, because have everything, as you've seen in the past videos, everything's in a trolley. All my hand tools, strimmer, blower, hedge cutters, mowers, it's all on the trolley. So obviously, Citroen Berlingo, Peugeot Partner, whatever, combo, they're much of a muchness. Size-wise, it'll fit everything in and more. I'll probably get 2 mowers in there and tools. But will I get a waste in there? Do I need to get waste in there? Again, Nathan, keep giving you shout-outs. Invoices in the post, buddy. He's gone down the line of mulch only. Quite a lot of my gardens are ornamental gardens. Don't know whether I'd get away with totally mulch only. So yeah, waste removal. Should I think about, yeah, maybe not a Berlingo, maybe go up to the Dispatch, whatever the model is up. Maybe not get a Transit Connect, maybe get a Transit. I really do value your thoughts on things like this, because you guys you're there, you've done it, you know how it works. And if I can avoid a step, you know, I don't want to be buying a van next year or the end of this year and then in a year's time thinking, should have gone bigger. Go big or go home. Maybe that's the way forward. Anyway, I'm not going to chunter on much longer. I think I've covered everything. A few plans for, like I said, don't run before you can walk. Don't want to get ahead of myself, but there are sort of plans in place to expand. I've got a couple of people desperate to come and work with me. One of them is a qualified horticulturalist. Went to Bicton College down in Devon. Got in contact through Facebook. Long-time friend from Devon. We both find ourselves up in Yorkshire. He's looking for work. Would love to come on board. I'd love to get him on board if the work's there. Again, thoughts. Give me your ideas. It is a trust issue. I know a lot of people have taken people on and been let down. I can say I know this guy, I trust this guy. In reality, I haven't seen him for 30 years. You know, he might be a convicted God knows what. I've no idea. Might be a professional scammer. But I do know he went to Bicton College and his qualifications are legit. So anyway, chuntering on. Thank you all very much for tuning in. If you are tuning in for the first time or tuning in coming back to me, thank you very much for all your comments. Like I said, please leave comments down below, and I will have lots of bits and pieces up for you going forward, I promise. More regular, because I'm taking time off, because like I said, I'm old. I'm decrepit, so I need time in front of a computer instead. I probably will put up some pictures, some images, and like I said, these people that are going around doing their little hobby gardening, job garden or whatever, there's wife's, we are going away for a wedding abroad, so my wife's hairdresser today, my daughter's having her hair done today for the wedding because they're bridesmaids, etc. So I couldn't have the car because they were going to Leeds to get, you know, some fancy spend all the money to get your hair done. No need, clippers. So I had to get the bus into work, public transport. It's not too bad, to be honest. We're well linked. Got on the bus. What did I see? Picture should appear here. I actually took a little sneaky picture of him. Yeah, guy with a mower and his tools, using public transport to get around. Fair play to him. It was just a electric mower, so he's obviously, you know, doing these cheap cuts. Like I said, I haven't got an issue with it. I know people do throw out names. I did actually a local. I'm not gonna name check them. I'm not going to be a hater, but I'm glad they hated me face to face rather than hated me over the internet. Yeah, I was coming home from a job a few weeks ago now with my trolley, and yeah, on a road, B road, not a main road, but yeah, and 4 or 5 o'clock at night, in the evening, in the afternoon, window rolls down, big fat ugly twat, if you're watching, you know who you are, sticks his head out the window, Leave it to the fucking professionals, you gypsy fucker. I know. So yeah, from a well-known, well-established garden franchise. I'll leave it there. You all know what I mean. I don't know how they're professionals. You bought a franchise, mate. Get a grip. So yeah, at least he said it to my face. I didn't say anything back because he was bigger than me, and he had a couple of mates in the van as well. So, and it doesn't really advertise my business very well. Or maybe it does. All advertising is good advertising. Anyway, thank you very much for getting back to me, tuning in. Thank you very much for all the support, and I look forward to seeing you all soon. Enjoy the sunshine, enjoy a nice cold icy beer, wine, whiskey, whatever your poison is. Have a great weekend, and I'll see you soon. Cheers.